Hello, my name is Ryan Starr, and I'd like to welcome you back to the Rabid Canadian YouTube channel. Before I start, I just wanted to mention that I am not really planning on doing anything. This video is just meant as a thought experiment to get people asking the questions, what can we be doing and what's possible? Okay, so before I get too far into this, I'm going to ask you 4 questions. And these questions, I really don't want you to answer, I just want you to think on them. And it kind of helps me organize my thoughts because it kind of follows the evolution of this idea in my mind. This idea to change the world. First question is, what does my city need? Second question, what can I do about it? Third question, what can we do about it? And the fourth question, what story would you like to tell? Now, my idea to change the world is basically born out of concern for my city that I call home and my nation. The way I see things is we have a system in our country that we are rapidly outgrowing, and cracks are starting to show in this system, and a lot of people are starting to fall through. And traditionally in the past, we've turned to our governments and said, hey, you've got to fix this. And for me, there's 2 problems with this. One is governments don't build nations, people do. And second, all the times they've tried to fix these cracks that have showed up in the past have gotten mediocre results at best. So they kind of suck at it. So we kind of need a better solution. So I asked the question to myself, what does my city need? Well, my city, like a lot of cities and towns across my nation, Canada, is affordable housing. It is a problem coast to coast for most provinces and cities and towns. And what can I do about it for my city? Well, I can work my butt off at my job, pay down my debts, maybe in a year or 2 be able to afford to buy my first house, rent it out, not for what I want because I have a mortgage to pay off, but after I get it paid off, I'll be able to rent it out for what I want. And would that be awesome? Yeah, I'd love to do that, but is that what we need? No, we kind of need something now, and that really doesn't kind of hit the mark that I'm kind of aiming at. Okay, so the question, what can we do? Well, what if I crowdfunded $5 million? I use that $5 million to buy 10 houses and upgrade them with solar, battery backup, so they're affordable to live in. And then I rent them out at an actually affordable rate. What would that do to families renting those houses? Well, I'll ask you, what would it do for you? You have an apartment that you're paying for. What if, when your lease was up, you found an apartment that was comparable or maybe even better than the one you had, or a house, because that's really what I'm aiming at in this first incarnation. What if you found something that was $200 or maybe even $400 cheaper than what you were currently paying? What would that do for you? What would that do for your family? That would move that needle a little bit away from doing what you have to survive and being able to do what you want to live. And really, that's kind of my goal, to do that for as many people as possible. So, and yeah, I get it. It's kind of a leap of faith everyone would be taking if I tried to crowdfund that much money, because I'm kind of setting myself up kind of pretty. And I try to ask you to look at it from my perspective. What am I going to do when I'm sitting pretty? I have 10 houses paid off, rented out, at an affordable rate. Yeah, I'm not making as much money as I could be, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm much more happy with improving other people's situations than my own. But it does give me equity to do what I really want to do, and that is to build an apartment complex aimed at the people who really need the help, those minimum wage workers in my city. Because until we can get affordable housing for those people, that crack's never going to heal. We're always going to have that festering sore in our city. And it's something that's just not being done. So, what if I could get my city to actually pull that off and help me crowdfund that much money? That's 10 families. That in itself is amazing. Those 10 families, their lives got a little bit easier. Not from a handout or a government program or anything like that. It's just someone not taking so much for something they really, really frickin' need. So let's keep on playing this what if game. What if I just did Cole Harbour? Because that's where I currently reside. What if someone else did Halifax Centrals, Dartmouth Central, Bedford, Africville, Truro? Could we get all those crowdfunded? Possibly. It's definitely within the realm of possibility if we could get the city mobilized and thinking about these problems. This can definitely be done. Let's keep going. What if we kept going after we get this proof of concept out of the way? We keep going. We make sure every city and town in this province has affordable housing. Could we do it this way? Again, still within the realm of possibility. And that would be amazing, and that would be a lot of families helped. What if our Aboriginal communities got in on this? Could we use this to help them as well? Help build up their nations? Yeah, I think we could. What if we keep going? What if we're not the only province? What if all the other provinces and territories followed suit? What happens then? What if we were able to crowdfund all of those as well? Within the realm of possibility? Still, yes. Definitely possible. How likely it is, I don't know. Being that I seem to be an army of one at this point. But if we could actually pull that off, not for just this province, but all of them, that, my folks, is what we call a revolution. And this is not a revolution born out of fear and hate. This is just a revolution born out of love and good people taking care of their own. What story would you like to tell? This is the story I would like to tell. So I ask you the questions again. What does your city need? What can you do about it? What can we do about it? And what story would you like to tell your future grandkids or the future generations about this time? I know what story I would like to tell. To end this off, I will throw out a suggestion, kind of a music suggestion. It's kind of a big part of my life. And this particular song really speaks to with what I'm trying to do. It's called By Trooper, Raise a Little Hell. Do me a favor, give it a listen. And if this video or these ideas kind of got you thinking, I want you to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. But above all, talk. Ask those questions. What can we do? What is possible? And above all, what story would you like to tell?